Welcome back to Ironing Out the Kinks, episode 11. 11's my lucky number, do you know that?
I do know that.
Yeah?
Well, yeah.
Yeah, it's my lucky number. You are joining Luke and Chelsea, a happily married couple who love just talking about and experiencing all things kinky, sexy and naughty. Before we jump into anything, YouTube. We're on YouTube now properly.
Yeah.
So people see the little clips and stuff on social media. Some people just listen to us.
Mm-hmm.
Some people might not even know what we look like. I'm like a sucker for, if I listen to a podcast and really like it and then I see the people doing it and I don't like the look of them, I'll stop listening to the podcast.
Are you serious?
Yeah, straight up. Yeah. I'm not going to name podcasts because that feels bad. But all I do is listen to podcasts. You know that.
Yeah. I didn't know that was a thing.
That's the thing for me.
So we could have some people who love listening to us every week and now they're going to go on our YouTube and be like, I don't want to listen to them guys.
They're ugly as fuck. So jump on our YouTube.
Yeah, Ironing Out the Kinks podcast or IOTK pod. Just search us, you'll find us.
You'll find us and just subscribe. Even if you don't like, you're just one of our people who like us and you're like, yeah, I'm not going to watch it on YouTube. Just subscribe to us.
Yeah.
It just helps the algorithm, helps us.
Helps us. We're really sad that we're under 100 followers, subscribers on YouTube, and we need 100 just in order to set our name as Ironing Out the Kinks. So if anything, just help two desperate people out who just want to claim their name on YouTube.
We're literally like, we're begging.
We are begging.
We will suck your dicks.
Nude pictures will be inbound from Luke.
Yeah, thank you. I was like, what? Wait, what? Okay, so yeah, there's the YouTube. Thing this week we did on Instagram was celebrities.
Oh, yeah.
If you were going to die.
If you're going to die, who you sleeping with
person?
before?
Yeah, last celebrity, you get one person. Do you know the level of devastation I felt? Every time I opened it and had a little look, I had a little peek throughout the day.
Okay.
Nobody put Ryan Gosling.
Why didn't you?
Because I'm not commenting on our own stuff.
Yeah, you can. I would have fished out the sexiest picture of him for you.
No, but you would know that it's me.
I know.
No one backed me. Devastated.
There were some really interesting ones on there. I must say, I loved the what was the female politician? Priti
Patel.
And the description of why.
Yeah.
That was
cock and ball torture.
I'm giving that like 10 out of 10 effort from that guy.
Yeah, he knew that she's the kind of person who would do that.
Yeah.
You know, he's associated who she is with what he wants.
He's seen her in the House Commons and been like, oh, shout at me like that.
Yeah, she can kick me in the bollocks any day of the week. So yeah, if you don't follow us on socials, jump onto Instagram, Facebook and TikTok, all Ironing Out the Kinks. And yeah, start following us. Stop being a dickhead and just follow us. Like and subscribe this on whatever you're listening on as well. Rate us. I'm swinging through this fast because we want to get into the sexy stuff. I hate long intros in podcasts, but we're having to do it because we need people to like show that they're interested, to get the algorithms up to help us.
I mean, the quicker
ourselves.
you show you're interested, the less
these
time
intros will be.
Luke has to beg.
Exactly. You don't want me on my knees. It's not sexy. My hip flexors aren't built for it. Okay, right. Let's get finger deep in this.
All right, top 100 kinks. So we're starting off with a request. We've had this request twice now, and it's not
from the
something.
Same person.
I don't know, maybe one anonymously, one through our Instagram, but I think even via email as well. So let's get this one out of the way. It's not something that we have ever dabbled in, so it wasn't something that we was going to talk on straight away. But we've done some research. We got a good idea what it is. So the first thing we're going to jump into is sploshing, or a wet and messy fantasy, which is also called as wham.
Wham. Getting wham.
Getting wham.
So yeah, when I looked into this, sploshing's like part of wet and messy.
Yeah.
What I read on it, it's the idea of getting somebody wet and messy without bodily fluids.
Mm-hmm.
So like, if you think of wham as probably the most popular wham is either piss play or like bukkake.
Yeah.
There's obviously different reasons behind why people like those things. But yeah, this is to do with like foods.
This
and
is non-bodily
slimes,
fluids. So
oils.
Your main thing, we spoke about food play in a previous episode. So you got your food play stuff, your pies, your mash, your cake, but also moving into things like beans, shaving creams, slime, paint, body lotions, oils. So it's a bit broader. Yeah.
And I mean, we obviously do a bit of research on this and we have a little look into it and we're like, oh yeah, what's this about? Again, I said this with food play.
Yeah.
I'm going to say it again after what I watched earlier. I feel sorry for the girls' PHs.
Right,
you know?
yeah.
I saw a girl completely covered in chocolate sauce, a bloke covered in chocolate sauce, and then he just fucked her with chocolate sauce all over his dick.
Oh, I could never.
you're very precious of your pH, very precious. But yeah, in this, I think from us, like we said, we're not practitioners of this. But like you touched on something you like. And
so I come to a bit of a revelation while looking at this. So when it started talking about the slime and the paint and the lotions and the oils, I thought there is a category of porn that I have always like, not even category, it's something I've searched when I've been in the mood for it, and I'll still go to search it now. And that is a really, really oiled up woman getting fucked. So like her ass will be glistening in oils, and it doesn't look real because it's so perfect and no pores and looks smooth and silky, and
shiny.
the light bounces off it. It just looks very attractive ass. And then the guy's obviously rock solid, so he's all veiny, and then his dick's glistening, and again it doesn't look real. And I love watching that. I love watching someone get oiled up and then fucked. So maybe I do have a love for sploshing in a way.
Yeah. I saw a video of a woman having 15 litres of cooking oil poured over her. Cold, not
Cooking
hot, obviously.
oil.
Yeah, she was just in a paddling pool. She didn't look the happiest about it, to be honest.
I'm
she
just
didn't look
thinking
like she was
about
having a great time.
her, like sitting next to her at a library or on the bus the next few days. She's going to smell like a chip shop.
100%.
Ugh.
Yeah, 100%. But yeah, there's obviously a market for it. I think in the small amount of time I spent looking at it, there's videos on porn sites, and like I said to you, there's certain videos of a blowjob, someone sucking dick, and it's got 500,000 views in 2 years.
Yeah.
Some of this stuff's been up for like 3 years, and it's got like 20,000 views, which tells you it's probably either not a sought after, or it's not the go-to, whether people are finding it somewhere else where it's much more specific. Because there weren't many videos of it. There weren't sort of a lot of there was so many different versions of it. There was somebody just beans, and then somebody chocolate sauce, and then cooking oil.
Well, that's it. I think for the people that enjoy watching it, because there's going to be a mix up here of people who enjoy watching it, people who enjoy like the sensation over their bodies. It's not just going to be solely people who just want to watch it.
Yeah.
But I'm thinking from the people who want to watch it point of view, it's such a niche kink that watching beans being dribbled over someone probably does nothing for them, but they're the chocolate sauce, they like the look of that, or mud, they like the look of that. So it seems like a bit more of a kink where you'd go to request what they want to see.
Yeah.
So with people, women on OnlyFans, or through Twitter or through Cam Girls, they make their suggestion on what they want to see, and they get it through that way. I feel like that's maybe a bit more of a route than finding the porn.
I think I think things that are more unique, you probably will end up in places like that.
Yeah.
So, excuse me, I just burped. And again,
oh my Lord, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm all right. I thought I was dying, but I'm okay. But yeah, I think I understand the point to it. When I was reading about it, and again, it was talking about like the sensual feeling of like the sort of whatever it is, like gooey stuff between the two of you. I was like, you know what, that could be a bit sexy if it was the right thing. For me, what puts me off is smells.
Yeah.
The wrong smell in the bedroom, I'm like, oh, what is that? I can't get my mind off it. I've got a busy brain. So like, if I can smell beans, I'm going to be thinking of all the different times I've eaten beans. You know what I mean? I'm not thinking about sex.
Yeah.
Whereas if it's just a feeling, like when we have sex in the summer, if we were like somewhere really hot and it's like really sweaty sex, that's like a really nice, it's a nice feeling, because there's like, there's a feeling of difference between you. It's not just your skin on skin. It's like.
So something I'm thinking here, the feeling of being naked and horny and having slime poured over you could be quite a nice feeling, because it's slowly like touching the areas where it's. Why are you smiling at me?
We're going to do this, and it's going to cost me a fortune.
Does anybody know where you can buy wholesale boxes of slime? Because I'm asking for a friend.
Literally, what was going through my head then was, people won't know this about you, but you've probably got the most expensive taste of anybody I've ever met. You wanted a white noise machine, and I was like, don't need a white noise machine. I've got a white noise app, and it's got so many things on it, and it's free. You're like, oh, okay. What did I have to do last night before bed?
Plug in our new white noise machine.
Exactly. And what did it do?
It sent us to sleep.
It's the exact same as the app I've got.
Well, I enjoyed it.
Fuck me. So yeah, so if anybody knows where we can spend hundreds of pounds on slime, just to try something once, and then Chelsea tell me she doesn't like it, or the slime's not high enough quality and we need the more expensive stuff, I'll be really fucking grateful. Really, really grateful. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it could be something to do, but it
I
needs to be.
almost understand the sensual side of it. Maybe not with things like cake and beans. That might creep me out personally, but it's going to feel good for someone.
Yeah, I think it's probably when we were talking about like that slick and that shine and stuff. Probably similar to why people like latex.
Yeah,
You know, it gives that completely flush, like you say, no, completely imperfection, completely perfection. You know, slick look and shiny. There's probably something similar in there.
Yeah. I didn't think about it like that.
I know, I'm just a genius.
You're just great.
I just thought of that right now. If you got any points on that or anything that you think, fucking no, they didn't talk about that, maybe they could have a look at that.
Yeah.
Let us know.
It's not our bag. And if it's your bag, like, give us some insight. We're all about learning. Right? Why are you smiling at me?
Because I'm just seeing the pound signs in your eyes for the slime that I'm going to have to buy. And then I'll start pouring it on you and you'll go, did you put the washing on? And I'll be like, this isn't sexy anymore. You fucking ruined it. Right. What's next?
So rolling into CNC.
CNC. Right. So we talked about this at length and we were like, oh, it's dodgy to do this.
So I feel like a little disclaimer beforehand. This is a kink where communication is key. And if there's no communication, then it's just not going to work. Yeah. There is a bit of a trigger surrounding things like previous traumas, overstepping boundaries. CNC stands for consensual, non-consensual.
We can't underline that first C enough.
Yeah. So it's essentially saying no when you mean yes in a role play way. So you can understand why that could trigger some people. So I think that needs to be said before we even roll into this.
Yeah. Massive trust. You know, you need to, I don't feel like this is something you can just do with a casual, you know, this has to be something that you do with somebody that you trust and they understand your boundaries and you understand theirs.
Yeah.
So we're underlining the C, huge fucking underline on the C, the first C.
Big old,
you know,
thick, juicy lamb. Where's my head going?
You dirty bitch. The reason why I was quite like, I think we should do this, it's because the amount of women that I've met in my life that once you get down to the nitty gritty, tell you I like that side of things, the consensual, non-consensual, you know, whatever you want to call it. So many people do.
Yeah.
And again, it's such a tricky thing because somebody who's an idiot, when you get these idiot people who are like, well, so, you know, they want it like this. It's like, no. It's like a trusting, safe environment where they can role play. That's all it is. And just role play.
It's the emphasis on the safe. So CNC isn't actually, it's not considered legal. In a sense of if something was to happen.
I guess you're kind of, yeah.
You're not protected. So again, it has to be with someone that you trust and have good communication with.
Yeah.
From both sides.
Right. So we've done the disclaimer.
Yes.
All right.
What is it?
You can fast forward through if you feel like this isn't for you. That's absolutely fine. But what it is, so loads of different categories. Okay. So loads of little subcategories of this. But the idea is, like you said, it's kind of being forced.
Yes.
In the way that, you know, goes to your boundaries. I've known some people be like, I like to be slapped around. I like to be physically slapped around. And I've known some people who are like, I just want to be quiet. I just want to be quiet and they just do what they want and I've not got a say.
Yeah.
You know?
So the examples of that being, you've got the main one, which we're not going to mention. I think you can kind of use your brain for that, but it's saying no meaning yes, role play of saying no. But you've also got like kidnapping, blackmailing, somnophilia, which is what we touched on last week, which is being fucked awake. Obviously, you're being fucked while you're asleep, so technically you're not saying yes to that, but there would have been prior conversation to you falling asleep that, I want to be fucked awake.
So that's how you woke up this morning?
That's how I woke up this morning.
But I know for a fact that I can do that.
Yeah.
And I know that if you don't want it, which is rare.
I don't think I've ever said no.
No, but if you were to smack me away and be like, no, I haven't got the right to be like, well, no, hang on. You said yes 2 weeks ago.
Yeah.
You know, we're being quite safe with this because it is a safe subject. But at the same time, we should explore this because it's, people like it.
Like kidnapping porn, I see a lot of. That's about you.
I don't look on the weird Mexican sites you look on.
I'm not actively searching for this, but a woman being shoved into a boot or into the back of a taxi and being taken home, tied up and put a vibrator in her clit. I feel like that's something I see often.
I think that's your algorithm, babe.
Oh dear.
Yeah. But yeah, I mean, it buys into the whole dom sub,
Yes.
which is a very huge covering of a lot of sexual activity.
Mm-hmm.
It's the idea of you've got no power, they've got all the power.
Literally all the power, because when you're going, no, they're
like, yeah.
You're shutting the fuck up and listening to me, and those not being taken here.
Yeah.
Obviously, safe words are going to be needed in this situation. I think we had a submission from someone a couple of weeks ago where they did that. Faster means slow, slower means faster. Go.
And
no, yes means no.
Yeah, yes means no, and no means yes. Faster means slower,
and then
slower
they had
means
like
faster.
A safe word of like parrot or something.
Fair play to them.
Yeah.
They're intellectuals.
Yeah.
I can't think of that stuff when I'm in the heat of the moment.
Too much.
It's way too much.
Yes and no, we're good with.
Yeah, I'm not working out Pythagoras theorem in the middle of sex. You know what I mean? It just needs to be simple. But yeah, and I think the big one for this is communicating beforehand. And that can kind of be part of the foreplay. Talking about this kind of fantasy, like early, like in the middle of the day, saying you're like, I want to do this tonight. I want you to tie me up and I want you to like gag me and just fuck me.
Yeah, I'm going to get out of the shower and you're going to surprise me.
Yeah, that's like, that can be like tantalizing in itself. You can be like, oh, and then I want it. It goes into that like almost dirty talk. It goes into that like foreplay, dirty talk, building it up.
Yeah.
And then you've got the anticipation of waiting. If you know your partner, we're going to use a traditional like male and female partner. If you're the female and you know your partner at some point is going to pretend to be somebody else and, you know, kidnap you or fuck you or whatever during that point of the day, at some point, that like anticipation must have you heightened.
Yeah.
You must have, I'm not going to say the saying that I normally say because you get really mad at me when I say it.
Go on.
Must have a massive wide on. But yeah, I know from the man's point of view as well, it's like, oh shit, you've not just got the power in sex, you've got the power throughout the day. She just doesn't know.
Yeah.
And it's down to you.
Yeah. I mean, it doesn't necessarily even have to be if you're not comfortable with role play or you're not comfortable with, you know, kidnapping scenarios or whatever. Yeah. It could be as simple as like...
Just imagine coming out of Tesco's at like 2:00 in the afternoon on a Tuesday. I rock up in a white van on a balaclava, get pulled over by the police 2 minutes later. And I'm like, no, it's just sexual foreplay, mate. It's all good, yeah? We're just fucking around.
I'll be devastated because I didn't get to put my pound back in the trolley and get it back.
Literally that. Yeah, you're in the back with your tits out with like a gag in, going thumbs up. It's all good. Leave us alone, please.
Something called, so what I was going to say is, let's take it from the guy's point of view here. Why are you laughing?
Oh, sorry. Right, from the guy's point of view, sorry.
So I'm just going to throw a scenario on the table of what it could be without the role play. So a guy, so you, for example, you could say, when I come home from work one day, I just want you to push me down on the sofa or push me down on the bed and sit on my face, tie me up, use me. Once you finish like using me, like leave. And you can continue coming back and using me for your pleasure or anything like that. There's the element of he wasn't expecting it in that scenario. He didn't want it in that particular situation.
Yeah.
Yet her would have just taken control of the situation, regardless of whether he wanted it or not. You've got to vet that's a lot more like a I don't know what the word would be, but it's a lot more
unique, specific.
It's taken away from it being role play, and it's still doing the CNC side of it. He didn't ask for that. She just said, "Get on the bed. I'm sitting on your face. I'm going to suffocate you." That's one example of it. Do you kind of see what I'm saying?
That example though. I know what you're saying, and I
it doesn't have to be as scary as being aggressive and threatening and kidnappy.
No, it don't, absolutely not. Absolutely not. But then we're moving back into like the sub dom type. I say you do type thing.
Yeah.
Whereas this is meant to be I don't want to.
I guess.
And you're forcing me or making me by whatever means.
Yeah, I guess.
You know, you can really just mix it up, and if they got like a puppy or something, grab the puppy and be like, I'll kill the puppy.
Oh my God.
The least sexy thing to do ever. Imagine just there and you're like, you've got this whole thing played out and you're like, we're going to do some CNC. I'm really, really excited for it. I wonder how he's going to do it. Or is he going to wear a mask? Is he going to why is he holding the dog? Why is he shouting at me holding our beloved puppy? what's he doing? That would just be the least sexy thing
That
ever.
would have blurred the line for me. I'd be like, is he
Is he all right?
does he hate the dog? Hang on, I'm lost now. Is he just...
We're going sideways here. We're going sideways. But I think CNC, I think this is probably one of those ones, especially for females, is something that is very taboo.
Yeah.
They don't want to talk about because it is such a delicate subject. But if you're in a loving, safe relationship, or you have a loving, safe relationship with somebody and you want to experiment with it, just move into it. Just change up and say, I'm going to say no a couple times whilst you're having sex with me. I'm going to just push you a little bit and you can kind of move my hands out the way and you say yes when I say no, and then have a safe word. Communicate it. Try it. You might turn around and go, actually, I didn't really do anything for me. He might turn around and say, I didn't feel comfortable doing that to you. There's certain things I won't feel comfortable doing to you.
Yeah.
You know, but it's that exploration together. But really, don't do it for casual. Definitely don't do it for like a one night thing.
Oh God, no.
You know, and yeah, that's a whole can of worms we don't want to fuck with. So just get your husband, wife, long-term boyfriend, girlfriend to tie you up and beg them to stop whilst they fuck you.
Yeah.
Which I think is fucking great.
Do it.
This is something we enjoy. We enjoy this.
Yeah.
It's fun for us. Again, we got those boundaries in place. We know what we're doing.
We communicate.
Communicate. That was a fucking mental. That was such a Nigella Lawson way of saying communicate. Microwave. Right. Let's get stuck into something else now. We've beaten that one to death.
Cool. So moving on to naughty corner.
Naughty corner.
Is our advice section.
Yeah. Again, I'm going to say it. We're not experts.
No.
Do we get constant feedback telling us we're exactly right and we're fucking great? Yeah. Are we like unbelievable at doing this? Yeah, absolutely. Are we so modest that it almost breaks the internet? Yeah, we are.
Well, yeah, Lucas. Me, not so much.
No.
I like to brag about our achievements, how great we are, but you're very modest.
I'm so modest. Just because we're fucking amazing at this.
All right, talking about feedback, we actually have someone this week.
Finally.
I know you like it when we read it out. Okay. So, hello, update here. I wrote in with some advice after I started sleeping with my housemates while at university. Do you remember this one?
I remember this one. This is like episode 3.
Yeah, so he was, if I remember rightly, he'd come really quickly.
He would blow his load in seconds.
So we've been back at uni for the past 4 weeks, and I brought up the early finishes after being away from each other for nearly 7 weeks. I thought I'd see if there's any change in his performance. Sadly, this didn't change. Within seconds, it was over. I decided to bring it up to him and suggest maybe more foreplay, so we both get pleasure out of it. Oh no, this did not go down well. And he got emotional about this, said he wasn't aware that he was deemed short as he enjoyed himself.
Dickhead.
Yeah. When I suggest to focus on foreplay, he tells me it's about him as he's the man. Oh.
What a dickhead.
Oh, before I'd even read the end of this, I'd sack that guy off instantly.
I would just, words are failing me.
Yeah.
The bloke's a fucking div.
Right. So, good. I've decided to stop sleeping with him and started sleeping with somebody else.
Good.
Go, girl. This didn't end well for me and my housemates they lived together.
Yeah. This is the problem. Don't fuck people you live with.
As he felt I was being harsh, and I've now moved out of the flat I shared with our best friends.
Oh.
This has been an eye-opener to communicate with the person you're sleeping with. I'm now having daily sex with a new guy who isn't housemate. Learned my lesson there.
Good.
The sex is amazing. Despite losing him as a friend, I'm so glad I took your advice. But for not only my advice, but the other submissions that came in as well. Thank you.
See, we're great.
Stop.
No, but
Oh, come on, guys! Sex isn't for men.
No. Do you know he's not a man, and this isn't me being horrible, but he's obviously first year uni. He's 18 years old. He's a boy. He doesn't understand things. He doesn't get it, and he'll be embarrassed by that. That's all it is. Male ego is the most fragile thing in the world.
Yeah, he dented his ego a bit there.
Yeah, and he's just really sad, and he's like, well, it's all about me anyway. Basically, it's your fault. You're the problem here. I'm not. Because taking accountability means you have to be emotionally mature, which takes men to well in their 20s to be able to develop that, if not 30s. Ish.
You're nearly there.
Yeah, I'm getting there. But yeah, so he's just upset that he got called out for being shit. And instead of saying, like, if as a man would, oh really? Okay, I didn't know that. How can I work on that?
Yeah.
The boy was like, well, it's your fault anyway. This is you're making things up. It's not me. It's never me. I'm absolutely great. Which he's not.
So I'll
He's
take one
obviously a little
positive away
bitch.
from that there. She must be doing something right if he's coming that quickly all the time.
Fair, yeah. But no, good. You all right?
Yeah, so I'm just
You're breakdancing under the table. Jesus.
booting the table.
Yeah, no, good for you. It's a shame that you kind of had to move out and learn that lesson that way. But especially like university times, it's all about learning lessons.
Yeah.
And if you can move forwards with that sort of communication piece and doing that shit, how good to learn that lesson at that point instead of when you're 25, been with somebody for 3 years, about to buy a house, and then it all falls apart because you realise you've never communicated. You know, I'm not talking from experience.
Now I could see it in your eyes there. You was like reliving something.
No, but this is the thing. I think that's a real positive there.
Yeah.
Look at the lesson you've learned early, because so many people won't learn that lesson for years. For years. Some people my age, my mates, I look at their relationships and I'm like, Jesus, do you not talk? No, why would we do that?
Sounds awful.
Yeah. Good for you. Cool.
Right,
next one.
So this one is a question, and it's a tricky one.
Okay.
So let's roll into it. I've been with my boyfriend 2 years, and I brought up the idea of exploring toys in the bedroom. However, my boyfriend is really not keen on the idea, and he said he feels less of a man.
I knew as soon as you said he's not keen, I was like, it's because his masculinity is going to be dented. Yeah. Okay.
We have tried role play, and he said it wasn't for him. We've tried various other things, but he doesn't seem interested in wanting to switch things up. I'm kind of bored of the same positions. I've been respecting his limits. He's not massively interested in floor play, not even on himself. What do I do for more fun in the bedroom?
Okay.
Well, that's quite a bit there. That gave me a lot at the end.
Yeah. Doesn't say how old they are, does it?
No. She's been with him for 2 years though.
You're breakdancing again.
I know. I'm shuffling around today.
Okay, so there's a common thing with men with sex toys. They feel like it's like competition.
Yeah.
No, it's not. Just makes life better. Just makes life more enjoyable.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's men's main goal, which kind of touches on the last one as well. Men's main goal in sex should be to satisfy the woman. Women are like complex creatures. It's like doing a Sudoku puzzle, but sexy. You know, that satisfaction of being able to solve that puzzle and get it right and make it so great for them is like the goal.
Mm-hmm.
And if it's not your goal,
but then you say that though, but that, like, men are selfish, and like the last chap.
We're tarring people.
Sorry,
we're tarring all people.
But like the last guy, it's like, well, sex is for me anyway.
Because he's a boy.
I
he's
know,
a fucking little bitch.
But still, a lot of people.
They're all little bitches.
Cool. End of episode. Men are bitches. Thanks for listening, guys.
Those men are little bitches. This is people who've not been taught to communicate properly.
Yeah.
This is people who've never been told that they're not good at something. We live in a world where we want to tell everybody how fucking good they are at everything and how you can be anything. No. You can work towards being anything. We're never told that message. Never told like you can be anything you work hard to achieve. Mm-hmm. We're told you could be special. You're special. Fucking news break. You're not special.
Okay, but how do we help that here?
Sorry. Let me get off my little pedestal. No, so toys. Okay, tricky one.
This is a tricky one.
It isn't. It isn't. I don't know. This guy, if he's a bit older, and he might, I would say first thing, it's hard because you've got to broach the subject with him, but getting his like hormone levels checked. He could have low testosterone. Low testosterone is a massive thing in men that so many people don't pay attention to. We pay attention to hormone imbalance within women, but we don't pay attention to it in men. Low testosterone can be a massive thing in.
But would you say that would be a reason to him not wanting her to use a vibrator?
No, the sex toys, it can be, he might just not be feeling it.
Right.
He just might be.
Well, she did say he's not even that interested in foreplay himself. But then you can say testosterone, but there are different levels of sex drives.
There is, and he might be like closer to like asexual. But
no, you're going from one extreme to another now. He might just have a low sex drive.
Yeah, asexual means they don't like sex.
I guess I didn't think of the spectrum that way.
Yeah, asexual just means that
Yeah, I know, of course.
they don't get turned on like that. And he may just be closer to it. He may just have a really low sex drive. So
I wonder if it's been like this throughout the relationship or if it's a recent thing.
yeah, that's the thing is normally early, the honeymoon stage of a relationship,
Mm-hmm.
everyone's banging all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So it would be interesting to know a bit more. But I think there's multiple angles to hit on this. Is he a bit older? Maybe look at his testosterone levels. Has he always been like this? Is he been raised conservatively and just has a really bad relationship with sex? It's really odd for me that a man doesn't like getting his dick sucked.
Yeah.
I can't imagine a world where men don't like getting blowjobs. There's a reason why it's so popular.
I do know 2 people who don't like it.
I just don't think they've been getting it right.
And I'd love to have the conversation with them and ask why.
Can we?
Yeah, possibly.
Yeah. Speak to them because there may be a thing to it. But if you don't like blowjobs, you still kind of like sex.
But maybe what if someone's never had a good blowjob? It's just always been effort.
I've had some horrendous blowjobs in my life. And some of them could have put me off. But then met you, your blowjobs could end terrorism. There's loads of different avenues for this.
Yeah.
This.
So I would ask here. It depends on what good their communication is here. But if you could sit down and have a conversation with him where he doesn't get his back up, which it sounds like what he's doing here, and ask him, why do you feel less of a man? Like, is it because something else can make me come? Like, what is the reasons it makes you feel less of a man? Do you not want to see me orgasm, and does that not turn you on? Would that not make you, go a bit crazy during sex? I get down to the finer details, because why would it make you feel less of a man? I know it's an insecurity, but why is that insecurity there?
Might have a smaller dick. He might genuinely feel like my dick's not very big.
But does it
Look
have
at the
to
size
be
of that fucking thing?
Yeah, but does it have to be a big like rabbit, or can it just be a little bullet on her clit?
Yeah, but if what you're saying is, oh, I've got something here that you can't do. That's how men see it, and it's like, I've got this thing that is better than you. It's true to a point, but also not true to a point. That's how he's going to see it. And especially if he knows he's not really feeling it, if it's not really his jam, if sex isn't really his thing particularly,
yeah, and
he's then like, oh, you're going to get it somewhere else. It just makes him feel insecure. That's what it's going to do. From the way to not get around that, because there is no way around it, the way to get through that is talk to him, reassurance, understanding his point of view. Because from this, there's not really much understanding of what she said. There's not much understanding of him.
Yeah.
It's not like he feels like this or he feels like that. I don't know whether the communication aspect's necessarily been there.
Well, that's it. And she said that she's been respecting his limits. Like, she's doing the same positions he enjoys, and it's all about him in the bedroom.
Talk to him.
I'm going to say something wild here.
Fucking do it, because this episode, we've been quite serious in this episode. I want to get weird.
I'm going to say something wild because I'm not an expert, and I'm just your friend in the toilets of a club that you've just told me your boyfriend doesn't.
Are you going to say surprise piss on him?
No. Is that what you thought I was going with?
That's what I don't know. I thought wild.
If the communication thing isn't working with him and there's no meet in the middle with him, it doesn't sound great.
Literally, I'm like, oh, I know what you're going to say.
Well, no, like I kind of understand how she's saying, because I've been with somebody like this in the past. It obviously didn't work out, and it depends. Shocker. It depends on, sex is a big part of a relationship, and there's going to be absolutely no meet in the middle.
And it's
explain that to as well, like how important good sex life is, and we're doing things that you like, we're not doing things that I like, and we find a mutual ground. And if it's just no selfishness, like, say to him,
this won't go anywhere.
This isn't going to go anywhere. There's no room for my happiness.
I could not agree more. In all honesty, also going to say something wild. Hear something like this, and I think he's going to be that person who ends up single a lot in his life, because he's obviously not either got the ability to communicate, the ability to empathize, or just doesn't like sex a lot, which in a human condition is, we love to fuck.
Yeah.
It's pretty much our sole existence on this planet.
I mean, he could find someone that matches him, but it sounds like
doesn't sound like you
it
do.
sounds like your sexual life, their home life could be amazing, and that's great.
Hope it is, yeah.
Sexual life, you still need to meet. You need to be around about close matching in that way. Otherwise, it's just going to throw the balance out of the whole relationship.
You very quickly come to resent somebody.
Yeah.
And you, like you say, you might have the most impeccable home life and so happy. But as soon as that sexual frustration starts building in, and even if you told them and they don't do anything about it, you soon start to resent them. And you soon start to think like, why is my happiness not important to you? And you could be doing the best things. You could be going out for a beautiful picnic on a Saturday. You could find the most idyllic lake and organise all of these things. If he's not fucking you right, you're going to think, I'm not good enough for you in one way or another. Or
it's not even the not fucking you right. It's he's choosing to be selfish in this situation and not care about your needs.
Exactly. And he's not caring about your happiness.
Yeah.
We've swung this around. We're like,
God.
we could talk about this. We could talk. You know what? Fuck this guy. We're giving terrible advice here.
I'm really
we're meant
sorry,
to be helping
but
people, not to.
No, I know. It's a really tricky one because it seems like she's doing everything for him. And if I knew this girl in real life, I wouldn't try to give her advice to
patch him up.
Yeah, I'd be like, it doesn't sound right, girl.
Yeah. Yeah, it's and of course, don't, like we said, we're not experts. We're genuinely not. We just give our opinions, and we're just two average humans walking around on this planet.
We've gone through their fair share of relationships and sexual encounters, so we can give you. Why are you looking at me?
What are you talking about? How many sexual encounters you've been through? Don't answer that. That's going to make you sound like a hoe now, and you're really not.
Oh God, I'm really not.
But yeah, it's you.
That's all I got to say.
I think you need to evaluate it. I think you need to step back and look at it. Always give yourself advice like you would give it to your best friend.
Exactly.
Sometimes you got to be cruel to be kind. Talk to him. We're not just saying pack your bags and go.
No.
But if he's unwilling to put your happiness in the way, if he's not willing to see your point of view, or even willing to allow you to understand why he feels that way, you're never really going to know the geezer, and you're not really going to have that good of a time, I don't think. You're going to end up resenting him, and then you're going to end up seeing someone at work who flirts with you a little bit, and it's just going to end up fucking your brain up and making you someone you baby don't want to be.
All right.
I work with all men pretty much, you know that, so don't look at me like that.
I'll still look at you like that. You little devil.
I'm not like that. You know I'm not.
Right.
I wait for you to find the women.
It's true. Right, next one, you happy with that? We're
I'm
given
happy.
all the best
I'm
advice
happy.
we could possibly give her.
Yeah, basically we've done every single angle of advice. Again, give us an update if you feel so obliged.
Okay, another heavy one.
Oh Jesus Christ! I wanted to have some fun today.
Right, we're moving into the fun after, so don't you worry.
Right.
So, hey Chelsea, I've been with my
Fuck me then. Cool.
Fuck you, Luke. Hi Chelsea, I've been with my husband 11 years. Only married just under 1 year. We have 3 children together and he works long hours. We never get any alone time or doesn't seem to want to take me on a date. Oh no. The last time we went out, he invited his mate to tag along and also doesn't contribute to helping around the house or kids, even on weekends, but will also moan and demand that we never have sex. But when I try to explain to him why, and he takes it as he shouldn't have to, as he works long hours. What should I do?
I'm gonna give this a generous read on his point of view.
Okay.
We can do two sides of the avenue here. I think I can understand the man's point of view.
Okay.
As someone who sometimes works quite long hours, can be quite tired, and although I'd still do stuff around the house and still tidy and stuff, but men, we're just not very good at communicating. We're not very good. It's just the way we've been raised, especially in an older generation. I think the younger generation are more equipped to communicate, maybe a bit more sensitive. Some may say too sensitive, but we're just not very good at communicating. So you got to think everything you say to us, we try to take in as much as we can, but we're not going to always take in that much.
No, and when you do take it in, you can warp it as well. You are a difficult bunch.
We are. We're very tricky. We are mega tricky. But if he feels like he's being the alpha male point of this, where he's out working long hours and he's putting food on the table, as it were, and being the provider and the winner, he kind of feels like he's king of his castle. You know, he kind of feels like, well, I'm doing all the things that a man should do. a woman should be providing what she should provide, which is looking after the kids and having sex with me. I'm not saying he's right, by the way, before people turn around and go, this bloke's a dickhead.
Mm-hmm.
All I'm saying is this could be the way he sees things. He might have come from an extremely traditional old school family where the dad went out and worked, the mum stayed at home and looked after the kids, and that's kind of what he's emulating as he's moving forwards. Trying to communicate with him again, we try. The issue for me is when you go out and he invites his pal.
Right, can I just say one thing here?
Of course you can.
If it's a date and he's invited someone along, fair. There has been plenty of times you and I have arranged to do something, a little day out, we're going to go here, and you've been like, oh, shall I invite so-and-so? And I've said, no, like, we haven't gone out together for ages.
We went out fossil hunting.
Yeah.
Which makes us sound
like
lame.
Virgins.
Yeah, pucker virgins. And we had a great time.
We did.
But no, we do stuff with our friends as well.
No, I know. But again, he's a bloke. He might not have been like, this is a date and we haven't been out for ages. It just sounds like something cool that my friend would probably like. Shall I ask him to come along? Do you know what I mean?
It depends. You know, if you've gone out for a romantic meal for two and he's invited like Dave and like, yeah, that's odd. But it might be a case of, I don't know. Yeah, we're going to go to what we enjoy, go to the arcades just for a bit of fun. Oh, I'll invite Tony because Tony fucking loves having 2Ps. He'll play on the 2P machines till his eyes fall out. So yeah, I think getting onto...
I got a couple of things here.
You do your bit.
I got a couple of advices. So we're going to touch on the sex thing quickly. And we'll say this a lot. I've said this quite a few times now on a couple of episodes. But for me, and a lot of other people, foreplay doesn't start in the bedroom. It starts at the beginning of the day. A lot of men don't understand that. They would never think of that because foreplay starts at the bedroom for them. It doesn't for women. I would explain this to him and say, it's not that I don't want to have sex with you, but me as a woman, I need to be wooed into sex. And I'm not saying you need to do a big extravagant thing every time we have sex, but the more ticks I put against your name during a day, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
The more
versus you've got other names on your list. Yeah. Oh, the postman was actually really polite this morning. He actually knocked quite quietly, so I was still in bed.
No, but the more ticks I have against your name, come end of day, I'm gonna be like, yeah, I'm happy with this man. And that could be ticks in a sense of like, he gave you a kiss on the head goodbye and said, I love you, have a lovely day. That's a check for me. Like, that's foreplay started. You've given me something nice today. Little check-ins, you know, while he's out during I'm not saying this is things he needs to be doing. I'm just giving you examples of these little ticks. And then say to him things like, it's simple as things as when you take your shoes off, you put them in the shoe rack or by the front door. You don't just leave them in the hallway or where you've taken them off. All these small little things are ticks for a woman that makes them go, he's trying, he's giving an effort. And I'd maybe have this conversation, because men don't understand this, and say, I'm not asking you to do any big grand gestures. I'm not asking you to come in and clean the entire house and cook a dinner for the family. I'm just asking for more little ticks against your name. And this is a sit down, communicate with your husband kind of situation. He might get his back up a little bit and be like, well, I do go to work, or, you know, do you not think I do enough around the house? It doesn't have to, you don't have to say, yes, I'm saying that. It's more of the tick process thing. You rinse your plate once you finish. It's such small, minuscule things. But these are things in a woman's mind that makes them go, fuck you didn't do that today. Fuck you didn't. No, I'm not getting my knickers off at the end of the night. Do you know what I mean?
I know what you're saying.
I'd have a bit of a conversation surrounding that. Why in silence?
No, I'm waiting. You're on a roll, my love.
I'm on a roll.
You go for it.
And like dates. So people forget to date. If you're in a committed relationship, you live in together, you've got all your life that you're, you know, juggling every single day together, you forget to date. We don't date that much.
We don't.
And I've even said to you recently, I want a day of romance. Plan me a day of romance.
Yeah, all because of one of my friends is doing some grand romantic gesture for his girlfriend, and I've accidentally told you about it, and you're like, wow, that's really nice for him. It's really nice for his girlfriend. Why don't you fucking do this anymore? And I'm like, okay, cool. I'm out every day working.
I think just reminding each other, we need to do a date soon. Not we need to go out soon. We need to go grab food soon. We need to do a date. This is the idea I want for the date. Like, really fucking lay in that you're having a date. And then maybe he won't invite a friend along.
Yeah, I think the more I sort of think about this, and, you know, there is space for growth from him. But I do feel like if he does work long hours, when it comes to like weekends and stuff, probably wants to chill out. Probably wants to do the things that he can't do during the week.
She's running a house with 3 children.
Absolutely not saying that she's not. And I feel like this is where empathy is so important, where you can switch, your mindset to the other person's.
Yeah.
You can see he can see what she's doing, which is no joke.
Yeah.
Your running house is no joke at all, especially with 3 kids. That's tough. But she also needs to see what he's doing. He sacrifices a lot if he's working long hours. It's shit. Working a lot.
For sure.
Where I've worked away for years, over a decade, I've worked away. It's tough. It's really tough. And then when you do get those little slithers of freedom, your time, and weekends are bullshit because they're just 2 days. It's ridiculous. You don't want to be being made to feel like you need to be tidying up or running around after the kids. And that's not saying that she doesn't deserve a break, because she does. So it's understanding both of yours points of views and finding that thing where you say, right, Saturday, we're going to get the kids away. We're going to get a babysitter, or one of the parents or something or somebody going to have the kids. We're going to go out. We're going to go to the pub. We're going to have a drink. We're going to have some food. We're going to walk.
And it's a date.
It's a date. It's just you and me. And we're going to walk home together, holding hands. We're going to laugh. We're going to talk about our week. And then we're going to, be romanced. You're going to feel more romantic. I think a good thing to maybe try for the pair of them is like daily check-ins.
Yeah.
I get home and I tell you all about my day. I tell you every little bit. And then I get you to tell me about your day, which is normally less eventful.
Of course.
Because you work from home. But we have those check-ins. So I know if you've had a tough day.
Yeah.
You know if I've had a tough day. You know if I'm feeling a little bit off, or I'm a little bit stressed, or I'm a little bit pissed off because of something that's happened at work that I've told you about. If I didn't tell you about that and I was just going through my moods per day and you weren't really getting anything from me, you're not really going to understand me. You're just going to see this person not really giving you anything. And then when you want something, I'm going to be aggy about it if I'm not in the right mood, Yeah. So I feel like maybe try daily check-ins and just say, and not in a showy off way, like, oh, by the way, I did all of this today, but just be like, oh, honestly, the kids were a nightmare when they came home.
Had to go to the shop with them.
I had to do this, and little baby Tony Jr., he's got into punching, so he's now just punching kids. How was your day? Tell me what happened in your day. Oh, really? Oh, that sounds stressful. That sounds annoying. Oh, that sounds funny. It just brings that little bit of closeness and that little bit of understanding what one another are going through.
Yeah.
I feel like this is probably a trap a lot of married people fall into, of you almost live separate lives together.
Yeah.
Just communicate, talk to each other.
I was going to say something here. He obviously works full time. He works a busy job, but she equally has a busy life, 100%. Running a house and 3 children. So it's a full-time job for her.
Yeah.
And I agree, when it comes to the weekend, he shouldn't then have to pick up chores, because that means he's working a 7-day week instead of a 5-day week. Vice versa, she shouldn't have to pick up all the chores just because he needs to relax because he's had a 5-day week, so she's now running a 7-day week. It doesn't say here about how they spend their evenings, but if she's let's just say she's working them that day with the children, running a house. When it comes to the evenings, I imagine she's the one cooking. I'd ask him to cook once a week. Doesn't even have to be several times a week. Take over the dinner once a week. When it comes to the weekend, you know what? The house doesn't need to. We don't need to clean up the house. Let's enjoy our time together. Enjoy the time with the kids. I'll pick it up on a Monday because that's my job. Don't put the pressure on either of yourself when it comes to weekends.
Well, that's your time together as well.
Well, yeah, to treat it as a working day, which it is for her. Let your house get chaotic on a weekend. Just enjoy yourself. Enjoy your family time. Enjoy your time together.
What's the worst that's going to happen?
You're going to have to do a little bit, an extra hour cleaning on a Monday. Fine.
Exactly.
You've had a nice weekend
You had a great
together.
weekend, exactly.
You've both relaxed. You've both enjoyed yourself. Now you're going back into your working week on a Monday. We're
giving quite a bit of relationship advice, but I don't know if this is mainly about sex. I mean, the podcast is about sex, so maybe we should touch on sex.
Yeah.
And I think, again, I'm probably giving a generous read from his point of view, and you're giving a generous read from her point of view. And I think this is important for both of us. This is why we're so good at communicating with each other, because we both have difference of opinions, but we can talk about it.
Yeah.
He might be tired. He might want to get into bed at the end of the day and just have his wife, seduce him. And like you said, if she can explain to him, just a little, like, as you're leaving in the morning, just putting your hand on my back and just kissing me on the neck and saying, like, have a great day. A little text in the day. It doesn't have to be like naughty. It can just be like thinking about you.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see, like, can't wait to see you tonight when I
See,
get in.
just them things there, you doing that alone puts the biggest smile on my face. And then I'm like, I can't wait to see him later. As opposed to no communication, you leaving in the morning. Like, that's just such a nice thing to receive from a woman. But I think men don't know to do that all the time. So that conversation needs to be had in a really gentle way. Just, I've been thinking about it, and I know, like, we haven't been having as much sex. It's not that I don't want sex with you. I think it just takes a little bit more for me to get there.
Yeah.
Here's all the stuff that can help.
Yeah. And I think touching back on the, like, I think the easiest way to deal with chores and stuff is just doing child labour. Get your kids to do it. Like, you don't even have to pay them. You just tell them they don't eat unless they do their chores.
Easy.
That's how I was raised. I went to bed hungry once. I've never done it again. I learned. And with the sex side of things, yeah, you definitely deserve to be romanced. You definitely deserve to be seduced. But you also kind of, and it sounds like you are doing more than your fair share, but sometimes we've got to. Life's give and take sometimes.
Yeah.
It's never going to be that, like, fairy tale type, that's how I want it.
No.
Life gets in the way. Life's an absolute bastard. It gets in the way and kicks you right between the legs.
One thing I will say from a woman's standpoint in with the sex thing, sometimes you just got to go ahead and do it. Like, you haven't necessarily got to put yourself through something that you don't want to do, but you've got to put yourself in a situation that kickstarts the rest. Sometimes you could have gone a few weeks without sex and been like, I'm comfortable. This is my normality now. We're not having sex. But once you jump back on that bandwagon, jump back on that horse, it's going to be easier. So you almost need to push yourself a little bit. But I appreciate that sometimes you just don't want to have sex with people because they're being a bit crap.
Yeah. I think there's just, like we said, there's just a real scope for growth from both points of view here. And the fact that you've reached out, the fact that you're like, oh, I can put my problem to these guys shows the growth from her point of view. You know what I mean? The fact that she's like, I want to fix this.
Yeah.
Great.
Of course. She's been with him 11 years. She's got 3 children.
I'm trying to think what those things are called when you, like, you do the little taps and the little, like, hand rubs and stuff. It's like micro, oh, fuck, it's called something. It's not microtransactions because that's gaming, but it's something. So those little things where it's like it's a real micro way of flirting.
Yeah.
It's like micro flirting. We'll call it that.
Micro flirting.
Scientists. But just a little bit. And you can do the same to him. You know, just tantalize him a little bit.
Yeah. Do you know something I love doing with you?
Go on.
It's not sexy.
Oh.
But it makes me feel close to you, and it makes me feel that little bit like, oh, I love taking your shoes off when you come home from work.
That sounds like we run a really dodgy house of, like, slave labour. But no, I get in. I'm normally tired.
You come in, you sit on the sofa, you put your bag down, and you just don't take your shoes off. You just sit there like, oh, I'm done.
Yeah.
I'm like, let me take your shoes off for you.
I'm tired.
No, I know, and that's absolutely fine. You've been working, but
yeah, you do take my shoes off, and I actually really enjoy that.
Yeah, it's just a little connections, and that's why the reason I said that is because when you said that she could be doing this stuff to him, I like that feels a little bit micro transactiony.
Micro flirting.
Micro flirting.
It's the new thing. It's the craze sweeping the kids. Micro flirting. Again, we've beat that drum a lot.
God, we've gone on this one. Yeah.
Let us know if there's more we can take from that. If you don't feel like that's giving you enough, just hit us up with an update and we can touch on it again. You know, because this is probably something that probably, like, strikes a chord with a lot of people.
Yeah,
and I hope a lot of those people listen so we can try and help. You know, right, have we got anything else heavy? We're going to talk about something else?
Nothing heavy now. We're just going to move into the fun stuff.
Let's get into the fun stuff.
Okay. So, slippery when wet.
Slippery when wet.
Which is our fantasies and confessions.
We're changing this to a bit of confessions as well, aren't we?
Yeah, because like I said, it doesn't have to be a fantasy that you have. It can be one that you've fulfilled.
Yeah.
It's just anything a bit sexy. If you want to tell us anything sexy, throw it under this category.
Fucked by a clown in a haunted house. Halloween's coming, baby.
Oh, God. Do you want me to book a haunted house so we can fuck in one?
No clowns want to fuck me anymore. I'm banned from them. It's pissing me off.
I can dress you up as one.
Dress me up as one?
I could dress up as one. We'll do some clown role
You'd
play.
make a sexy clown, to be fair.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Can I do, like...
balloon animals?
No, I was going to say, like, you know how they have a red nose?
Yeah.
Can I just like do full body paint white with 2 red titties?
Yeah.
Yeah?
100%.
And then like the buttons down my navel.
But you got to chase me around. You got to chase me.
In big stupid shoes.
Big shoes and a horn.
We'll Krusty the Clown laugh.
Oh, God.
I keep doing that lately, so.
Yeah, your laugh's turned into Frank
I
Bruno.
don't need to roleplay it. Right, anyway. Hey guys, it's not really a fantasy as it's now my reality, but I just wanted to share with you. When I met my now husband, he told me he was into hot wifing, voyeurism, cuckolding, but not humiliation. It was something I saw as cheating at the time and wasn't interested at all. I still researched it as I wanted to understand his kink, and my God, reading about it turned me on. We then started role-playing in the bedroom, and I'd call him other guys' names. We went to some sex clubs, and I realised being watched and watching others was a huge turn-on. One thing led to another. 2 years later, we have a regular guy we have a lot of fun with. Sometimes hubby joins in, sometimes he watches and just listens. Anyone who's interested in this lifestyle should 100% give it a go. Our ball is respectful of our marriage. It's important to find the right guy. Having him in our lives has made us stronger, and the love me and my husband have for each other is another level. It makes me feel so unbelievably sexy having 2 men lust after me, and my husband loves watching me being fucked by another man. Like you say, it's live porn. The orgasms are insane, and it's such a turn on seeing how turned on my husband is. The tailback sex after is always incredible. It's one kink I never thought I'd get on board with, but man, I was so wrong. We love listening to your show together. It makes us horny and laugh at the same time. My husband is part... Oh, this is for you, Luke.
Go on.
My husband is part of the Best Big Boys Club, which we think Luke might be into too.
The Best Big Boys Club?
Send us details. We're interested.
I'm so interested.
Speaking for you, but we're interested.
Sounds like the club I was made for. Yeah, send us the details on that because I want to know more, please.
Cool.
Love that. This is the thing of like, you don't know what you're into until you kind of get into it.
Yeah.
So many people would say, what about this? And automatically people have a knee jack and go, nah. But then when they delve into it, people might say like sploshing. Be like, sounds mental.
Well, I thought, that's literally how I thought. And then I thought, maybe I'm into like elements of it.
Yeah. And that's it. And I think one of those things you don't know until you try. You just got to be brave with sex.
Yeah.
But that's sick.
And she's gone from really wasn't interested at all and seeing it as cheating to fucking loving it.
Yeah.
She's literally gone from one extreme to another, which is amazing. Yeah.
And that's growth, baby. That's what we love to fucking see. So yeah, absolute fair play to the both of you. Class. They sound like people that we would get on with.
Yeah. I love how it makes them horny and laugh at the same time. Like, they're good people.
That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do. We just try and make people... I like the fact that people could finish our podcast and maybe fuck. We finish our podcast when we're recording.
I've had a few people say that it's made them horny and they just wanted sex or have had sex after, so...
That's what we're doing. We're like the audio Viagra pills.
Oh.
You like that?
We're such sexy stars.
Honestly. This is what happens. That's what happens. We're just fucking great at this. Anyway, get on with it, because otherwise I'm going to get all weird and say stupid shit.
So moving on to Each Wrong Hole.
Each Wrong Hole.
/thread section.
Okay.
Because we did a thread the other week and people really enjoyed it.
Yeah, people give good feedback on that.
So we got another thread this week. And if you don't know about our threads, take it to our Instagram. We do it on our stories.
Yeah.
We share a lot of it, but...
we don't always share everything.
Haha.
Haha.
All right. So this week, what happened during sex that made you never want to sleep with that person again?
Okay. Something just came straight to my head.
You've told me some of your stories.
I've told you, yeah. There's one that I've told you that's the one that came straight to my head.
That one comes to my head often because similar subjects get brought up about it.
Does it? We'll see. We'll see if it gets brought up, and if it does, I'll put my hands up to it.
Okay. So she leaned in and whispered in my ear in her sexiest voice, "Don't worry, I'm fat too."
Oh. No.
The audacity.
No. The fact that she made it sexy.
Yeah.
No,
in that
that's
little
not
sexy
cool.
voice in the ear.
No. Yeah, I'd have to like waddle my podgy ass down to the gym. At that moment, I wouldn't even pull my boxers back up. I'd boxers around the ankle. I'd just be crying. I'll be like Peter Griffin. And after he gets fingered by his doctor,
Yeah.
I'd be me. Just straight down to the gym. Jesus,
Do you know how much now I want to do that during sex?
I can't promise I won't strike you.
Okay, next one. Deliberately. Oh, fuck.
Always a good start. Oh, fuck.
Deliberately pooping on my dick during anal so that they could offer to clean it off with her mouth after.
Okay, look. It's been a good run. 11 episodes. We can't keep doing this.
I feel like this is too much internet for the day.
This is too much internet for the day. That's
right. Thanks for listening, guys.
Yeah. Fuck.
See you next. Okay. So.
Oh, the smell. She wants to eat shit.
Right. Look, we can't judge people for their kinks. We've all got crazy kinks, but I just don't get scat and then scat in mouth. It's just not for me.
Making me sad.
But if you're into it, let us know.
Yeah, but it's making me sad.
Oh, anyway, right. What happened during sex that made you never want to sleep with that person again? He tried to put his toes in my vagina.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. Okay. That's something you should talk about beforehand, for sure.
Doing her doggy style and she starts moaning. I thought it was in pleasure. Next thing I know, she rips the biggest, most foul-smelling fart I've ever experienced. To make it worse, I can see her ass open up as it came out.
That has to be a hell of a fart. Sounds like a fucking Pokemon move. Jesus.
Right. She kept saying, hurt me, fucking hurt me. So I proceeded to get a little rougher. The usual pulling of hair, light choking and mild squeezing. But that wasn't enough. She kept saying it, hurt me, you fucking pussy. So I turned it up a notch, a bit of scratching, tighter pulling of the hair, a firmer choke and slapping her ass like she stole something from my grandma. But no, it still wasn't enough, which she demonstrated to me by screaming, hurt me like this, you piece of shit, before full-on headbutting the wall.
Fucking hell. Oh my God.
There is a devil inside that girl.
The fact that she was trying to anger him, you pussy, you piece of shit. She wasn't there for sex, man. She wasn't there for sex. She wanted to just be beaten up. She needs to get into like MMA or something.
And sore therapy.
And there's rough, and we love rough. And then there's really rough, which again, we can get on board with. And then there's just violence.
Yeah.
Jesus. I'd love to hear that session.
She got cut up in the car on the way to his and just wanted to take it out somehow.
Yeah. Oh my God.
Right.
The fact that the demasculation of that man is just fucking next level. And then that little chubby boy still in my head. That's going to be with me all week. I'm just going to be giggling at work.
Okay, next. So what happened during sex that made you never want to sleep with that person again? She broke my banjo string due to overly aggressive and enthusiastic hand job.
I knew it was going to be hand job.
Oh.
Women don't understand the tenderness of a shaft.
No, I guess not.
Oh, no.
Okay, giving him a blowjob, I ventured a little further south and licked the gooch some.
Nice.
He was ticklish and reacted by kneeing me in the head and kicking me in the chin, causing me to fall on the ground, naked and ashamed.
The image of just being there on the floor, just like,
help me.
I've just nearly licked the bumhole and now I'm just beaten and on the floor.
I love that he found it so ticklish, though. I hope he giggled like a little girl.
Yeah. It is ticklish, though. It was great.
Good. She kept saying, tell me I'm beautiful. Tell me you love me. It was our second date.
Oh, no, no, no.
Oh, dear.
This is basically just a red flag parade.
Yeah, it is.
This is just a red flag parade. Tell me I'm beautiful. Tell me you love me. That's fucked up.
He yelled, God bless America when he came. Then he tried to choke me. I would have laughed if I'd been able to breathe.
What? What?
Oh, wow. That guy was patriotic.
Oh, my God. God bless. That's...
Why did he then proceed to choke her after he came?
That's fucked up. Oh, no. No. God bless America. Wow,
Okay.
we're about men not being quiet when they come. But
Yeah. Do you reckon this guy listened to our podcast a couple of weeks ago and was like, I need to be loud when I come? God bless America.
I need her to know. Yeah. The only way you can be more American is if he lets off a load of shots and a fucking bald eagle takes off. Sorry, go on.
Right, was getting kinky with a guy friend in the dark. Bit him on the shoulder and a fucking zit popped into my mouth.
Oh, that's made me feel sick. Why are these all... They're either gut-wrenching or just psycho women. What's going on?
Oh, that's... I feel like that's going to unlock a new fear in people. Don't be biting shoulders of people you don't know.
In the dark.
In the dark.
Oh, God, that's horrendous. Oh, the fact that she knew it went in her mouth means it was a big popper. Oh, let's move on. Let's move on. People don't want this. People aren't here to get horny about this. We're ruining hard-ons.
Sorry, guys. Right, last one. What happened during sex that made you never want to sleep with that person again? I've been having sex with this girl for a while, but once when she come, she went full exorcist. She made a manly war cry and her back arched to the point her vagina was eye level and scooted away from me in this position. After that, she kept saying, God damn, don't touch me, and twitching for 5 minutes. Initially scared and then just weird. That was the end of that.
I don't know.
I've got a couple of opinions on that, to be honest.
That kind of turns me on a little bit. The fact that you've done something so wild to her, it's just broken her body, it's broken her brain.
He just turned her into Linda Blair.
Yeah.
If you don't know who Linda Blair is, she's the original Exorcist.
Oh God, you're so trendy, aren't you? Yeah, no, I don't know. I think that's good.
Take that as a fucking compliment.
100%.
The fact that she sat there for 5 minutes twitching, going, God damn, don't touch me.
Don't touch me. God damn it. Yeah, you broke her brain. You broke her back.
I'd go back there. You can orgasm her.
But listen, we've heard it before. We've said it before. That crazy pussy is, I mean,
it's different.
In some of those, the crazy pussy was fucking ridiculous. And the most patriotic man in the world.
Tell me I'm beautiful and that you love me.
Oh, God. I reckon the bloke who screamed God bless America was wearing double denim whilst having sex.
Just poking his dick through that hole.
100%. He had a cowboy hat on. I can't see it any other way now. I can't. But yeah, Jesus. Yeah, I'd go back there and yeah, poke that bear. She sounds like she's definitely going to follow you home and flatten your tyres, like stab your tyres. But bro, life's for living, you know?
Whatever you're into, yeah.
Life's for living. Right, that's the end of that?
Yeah, we're there.
Honestly, some of those are fucking disgusting. But the first one, don't worry, I'm fat too, is broken me. What are you little
If there's anyone listening to this that casual sex is, can you just do that and let us know?
That would be so funny.
Because it sounds hilarious.
That would be so funny. Right, guys, that's it for this week. We've gone heavy on this one.
Yeah, it's long
heavy. Obviously, there's some heavy shit we've talked about. We hope we cheered you up at the end. Anything you want help with, get onto us.
Although I don't know whether you will after this week's one.
Yeah.
iotk.fun, F-U-N.
Yeah, you got any fantasies, any trivia, any questions, any embarrassing stories or confessions, just fucking get on there, tell us. You can do it anonymously. Don't be a little bitch. I know you're all listening to it. Oh, and my one kind of came up in there with the poop.
Yeah.
I don't even want to talk about it.
I've actually got a submission that I'm probably going to use next week to do a poop that's quite similar.
Okay, we'll talk about it. Maybe it's her.
No, it's not.
It's from the man's point of view.
It's funny.
Mine wasn't funny. Mine was just horrible.
You were the hero though in that situation.
I didn't know what to do. We need context, but I'll do it at a later date. It involves shit, so it's not great. I didn't enjoy it, and she didn't care. It was weird. It was a weird time in my life.
Bless you.
Bless me. Right, guys, as we said at the start, get onto the socials, do all the good stuff, and yeah, make sure you subscribe to us and rate us. Because I see the ratings and they don't go up that often, even though I'm telling you all to.
We was literally cooking dinner last night and he was like, oh, we're still stuck on
46.
46. And then he refreshed it. He went, never mind, it's 47 now.
So I'm happy now. It's been my day. Yeah, guys, stay happy and keep fucking.
Bye.
Bye.